If you cast your mind back to last year, right before Lizzie and Millie found themselves in a spot of bother with the law, they stumbled upon the honest-to-goodness truth about that mouse lady. Turns out she wasn't just a figment of the imagination.
More!
That's funny. She was never one for the cheese and pickle at the bar. Lottie, bless her heart, had polished off the Dorset and now set her sights on annihilating that poor camembert. Mouse, like Lottie, wasn't in the least bit interested in the vino, not so much as a whiff of that Merlot crossed her whiskers.
So then, what happened?
The lodge door swung open. In stepped that dorky PCSO. You remember, Mills, the yellow-clad numpty who came knocking right in the middle of Frump's inauguration. How could I forget? Sport my tea. I was just biting into my choc chip cookie, I was. I said, what's going on? He said Lottie was wanted for questioning. It turned out she's been raiding Charlie's cheese shop on the high street. She was on CCTV chucking a brick through the window. That's right, they caught her on camera making off with a load of stinky maggots from Somerset.
Oh, honey, you're giving me the heebie-jeebies.
My favourite cheese, that. Strong as heck.
Talk about a major yuck factor.
Millie and I were gobsmacked. Lottie of all people. Yeah, miss, I can do no wrong, moral guardian of the immoral community. We tried to explain about the whiskers and so on, but that officer was having none of it.
Well now, hold on just a minute there. You reckon to set your eyes on a gal morphing into a little old mouse?
No, not morphing. Morph.
My. Johnny, did you spike their drinks?
Intended spilling my wine all down his vest? Not at all. That PCSO threatened to arrest us on the spot. I asked what for, and he said for disrespecting an officer of the law. A very serious matter, he said. I says, you ain't no officer of the law. You're just a yellow-clad numpty. Well, that was it. He got straight on the blower, didn't he, Lizzie? It was all so heavy-handed, to be honest. After all, we weren't doing anything wrong. Where's the crime in having a drink with the gravekeeper in the lodge? You're not wrong, Lizzie. Treated us like a pair of criminals. Sorry, no offence.
No offence taken, friend. Criminality is a fine profession, stretching back to biblical times. Amen to that. Hear, hear.
Even so, this half-wit officer caused all our troubles.
What happened?
He accused us of hate crime because what we said about Lottie's whiskers and her looking like a mouse. There were 2 charges against us.
So what you do about it?
Oh, we ended up going to the Citizens Advice Bureau to find out our legal rights. That's where we met Gordon Greenfeet. Oh, he was ever so sympathetic, wasn't he, Millie? Yeah, especially for a green foot. Green feet, Millie, not foot. Feet, foot, what's it matter? As long as he has 2 instead of 4. Well, you never know these days. Which reminds me, Lottie had a protuberance at the back. A tail, I believe.
A tail? That's perverted. Ah, no, I like a fine tail on a woman.
Gordon is an MP. I voted for him in the last election. Millie voted for Nigel Spode. No offence, Mills, but you do go off the rails. Oh, blimey, would you do me a solid, love? Take a butcher's at that Green Gordon bloke. Look how he turned out.
I am so sorry for the pain you suffered, Miss Snoopes and Miss Sparks. I will definitely look into the matter. Now, there may be a scientific explanation for the mouse mutations. After all, some people just like cheeses, don't they? The smellier, the better. I must confess, I'm something of a turophile myself. But of course, we all need reassurances, don't we? So I will investigate, and if I find any correlation whatsoever with the new vaccines, I will inform you at once. In the meantime, do take care, and please feel free to ring me on this number at any time. I am here for you. Good day to you both.
Greenfeet was friendly at first. Insisted we call him Gordy. He said he'd bring our case to the Department of Health and Environment, newly merged. He said there was loads of money in the budget for cases like ours, he said. Yeah, he said if there was any mousy business going on, he'd soon get to the bottom of it.
So, did Gordy keep his promise?
Well, we waited, but nothing happened. No call, no updates, nothing. Each time we rang, we got the answering service saying the office was closed. Then, out of the blue, we got a call from an intern at the Toddlington Times wanting our story. She said she'd heard about it on the grapevine and wanted to know more. She gave us the address of a coffee shop in Le Monde. That's a village next to ours. Millie and I go to the French Tart in Le Monde. That's a village next to ours.
Well, now, that does sound rather posh, doesn't it? But let me tell you, I've had the pleasure of encountering a fair share of those French tarts in me days, and I must say, they're not exactly what they're made out to be, you know.
As in cafe.
I smell a whole heap of mouse shit. But go on.
Well, she insisted on paying for the teas. What was her name again? Started with an F. Fowler? Oh, yes, she's a Fowler. Anyway, after that, everything went pear-shaped, didn't it, Millie? More like lava-shaped, Lizzie. Next thing we knew, we had threatening letters from anonymous sources or random parking tickets for no reason. And then that PCSO knocked twice, didn't he, Millie? Said to keep the telly down. Well, we never even had the telly on, did we, Millie? No, we never. And this Fowler bird slammed us in the local paper going on about a hate crime. Next thing we know, Millie and I are in the cop shop for a line of questioning on a violation of Lottie's human rights. I said, what about our rights? Oh, no, they're not important, are they? Not our rights. Only Lottie bloody Higginbottom's rights.
You mean to tell me there's a separate set of rules for them little critters scurrying round and us human folks? Is that what you're getting at?
Seems that way. Anyhow, next thing, there's a letter through the door telling us to contact freespeech.org. We were that desperate we called them up for an appointment. We found out it was the vicar. Fat lot of good that did. He only pointed us back to the direction of his good friend Gordon Greenfeet.
Mr. Good Causes and whatnot?
Yeah, in Greenfoot. We was going around in bloody circles. Feet, Millie, not foot, remember?
Well, keep dragging your feet, and you just might find my foot where the sun don't shine.
I'll swing for her, Lizzie, I will.
So come on now, let's pick up the pace.
Sorry, Dolly. Anyway, Greenfoot, Feet, got in touch eventually. Very reassuring. Said he was in contact with the Office of Diversity in the Met. Said it was an error of judgment on the part of the writer, that she's a thingamajig. That rotten fowl, if I ever bump into her again, I'll... Not likely, is it, Millie? Given our current state
rip her feathers out,
Reggie, hon, I've had my fill of their nonsense. Toss these two clunkers right off the ship. Now take it easy there, Dolly. Ain't no need to rile up. Let's see this thing through to the finish. I wish they would.
I'll rip her feathers out, I will. Did we see her? So, to cut a long story short, we never heard back from Gordy.
Why? He seemed a nicer feller, keen to help.
Well, we got arrested, that's why.
What for? Hate crimes?
Yes.
Sounds trumped up.
Damn right it was trumped up. Millie and I are decent, law-abiding citizens. A lot of the time we are, Lizzie, yeah.
What was the real reason, I wonder?
Look, we're no saints, but I have never been involved in crime. Apart from that one possession charge, which I'm still contesting, by the way.
What? You carried drugs?
It was only a painkiller. And how was I supposed to know it was illegal?
Oxycontin?
No, ibuprofen. I ain't been in trouble with the law. Only once, when that security bloke copped me with a Lady Gaga T-shirt, which I didn't even know I was wearing. A genuine mistake, that was. No, you sorted that one, Mills. Dated for 6 months.
Oh, you goddamn whore. Aye, sure, it's the pot calling the kettle black, if you catch me drift.
He never, ever paid for a drink over a £5. It's all behind you now, Mills. Yeah, but look what's in front.
All right now. I appreciate your sharing your tale with us, ladies. You're giving us a good glimpse into your sordid history.
What's that supposed to mean?
I've come to making my decision.
To be continued. Will Reggie dispose of Lizzie and Millie, or will he let them join the gang?
You've been listening to Sarah Lockett as the voices of Lizzie and Millie, Janet Motinko as the voices of Reggie, Dolly, and Johnny. The song, Plastic Faces, was written and performed by Joanne Ruocco. Tune in again, and don't forget to visit our website, LizzieSnoopes.com. You've been listening to Sarah Lockett as the voices of Lizzie and Millie. Janet Motinko as the voices of Reggie, Dolly, and Johnny. The song, Plastic Faces, was written and performed by Joanne Ruocco. Tune in again, and don't forget to visit our website, LizzieSnoopes.com.